Oh, wait.
Oh, we're up.
Never mind. Hey, everybody, and welcome to today's News Tonight, episode 153. Man, this is, of course, the weeknight news show where we're joined by special guests, our lovely patrons, and our awesome YouTube audience to discuss the day's gaming news. I'm your host for today's episode, Ash Paulson. Today I'm joined by my good friends, our video editor and resident miracle worker, Brandon Voice of God Miracle, and our art director, Daniel Evernight Nighttide, man of 100 names, Alba, and our very special guest, beloved content curator and very good friend of GVG, AntDude. How's it going, guys?
Going good. How about you guys? Thank you guys for having me once again. I appreciate it.
Of course, it's our pleasure.
Yeah.
Got a full crew today. Unfortunately, Derek is having some technical issues with his PC. Our hearts go out to him. He was really trying to make it today, but it just wasn't meant to be. And he's currently taking the TNT time to, just take a little time for his mental health, work on his PC issues. Hopefully, we'll be back up and running soon. Steve, of course, is taking time for his family, focusing on his day job. He'll be here for Friday's episode as always, so don't worry about that. Everyone's safe, everyone's healthy, just lots of stuff going on. But we're here. We've got a great show in store for you. We've got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. AntDude, how's it going, man? What have you been playing lately?
I've been playing, so I was anticipating this question because I've been super excited. It's a game that I don't think many people are playing, but I have an Oculus Quest 2. So I have Resident Evil 4 VR.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
The game is amazing. That is so
I've heard good things.
I love Resident Evil 4. I think I'm basic with that. I adore that game. And in VR,
classic.
dude, it's insane in VR. Like, you have a gun constantly at your waist, you pull a shotgun like this, and you cock it with the other hand, and you constantly have to aim like this. The whole game is like, and it's amazing. Mostly that, honestly. It's the most time I've ever spent in any VR thing. And then I know some people, so I guess last week there was someone had said that I might be on TNT, and I couldn't because of my own computer issues, as evidenced by boxes. But that's good now too. I got to play Doom 2016 in 144 FPS, and it was amazing.
Wow.
Oh wow, that's sick.
So good. But
I'm guilty as charged there. I think I was the one that said that you were going to be on a little bit prematurely, because at that point I thought you were, and after that I heard about your tech issues.
Yeah,
so unfortunately I pushed back a little bit.
I thought, you know what? I'll just take the old one out, put the new one in. We're good. No, that is not how computers work. 1 week later, but hey, I'm here now.
Well, I hope we haven't passed our tech curse on to you. It's been kind of a running gag about how the GVG crew seems to be dogged by some sort of technical curse with our machines. My curse is that I'm on a Mac, which I love, but it sucks for streaming. But other problems have been having for the entire crew. And I hope you didn't catch it from us. That's hopefully you're clear and safe.
Whatever. Yeah. No. Now I'm good. That's what the vaccine's for, right? We got that 5G built in. It's gonna help with computers in the future. Yeah.
You can actually see one of the tech curses right now happening next to me. Oh, he's back.
I don't know what you mean. No idea what you mean.
For a minute there, Daniel, I thought you were just like really still with that smile, and I was like, "Wow, he's really holding it together."
I know, right? So yeah, hopefully I think we'll be good. I think we'll have a mostly tech issue free stream today, completely tech issue free, because we do have our resident miracle worker running our stream. Knock on wood, right? Or glass, as the case may be, since my desk is made of glass. But before we get started, we do have a couple of super chats. First off is a very generous $19.99 from Storysmith. Thank you so much. Saying, today I learned there is a new mech game called Phantom Galaxies that plans to release NFTs related to the property's mech characters. I guess the idea is you basically own your own giant robot, but man, does that sound weird. I don't understand the whole NFT thing at all. All I know is it's bad for the environment. But yeah, that sounds weird. Yeah, own your own giant robot. I wouldn't want it in an NFT form, though. I'd want it in actual giant robot form. Why can't I just have a giant robot, is my question. But yeah, no, thank you so much.
I'm too much of an old man for NFTs. I have no idea what that stuff's about.
Yeah, I hate to pull the age card because, like, I like technology and stuff, and I consider myself pretty tech savvy. But when you say the words NFT to me or the letters NFT, I just kind of gloss over, and I'm like, huh,
Yeah,
what? I
yeah.
Can
don't really
somebody
get it.
explain to me what blockchain is? That's where I get lost.
Same. Yeah,
Can't
blockchain
keep up anymore.
technology, NFTs. I don't care. I guess that's for the younger generation. I don't know. I mean, we're all
Yeah,
still pretty young here, right? But
yeah.
it doesn't make sense to me. Next, thank you so much again, by the way, Story Smith. Next is $2 from FlameSean73 saying 3D Kirby game, dude.
I
Hell
know.
yes.
Yes.
Everyone else about. Granted, I was on vacation when they announced it, so I couldn't do a discussion. I
Oh
think Derek
no.
wanted me to do
Uh,
something with you guys for that. I was on vacation and then I got sick, so it wasn't in the cards to talk about that game. But yes, I know about the 3D Kirby game. I'm excited too. I
Oh
know.
dude.
I
I'm
know.
so
so
I'm
I'm
so
yeah eating good next year for sure.
yeah. I mean, like, just thinking about it momentarily, I think Kirby in the Forgotten Land is at or near the top of my list for my most anticipated games of 2022 right now. I mean, it's definitely up there. I love Kirby so
Yeah,
much. I can't
it,
wait. I
it'd be
can't
the
wait.
first like Kirby game with a lot of ambition since I guess Robobot.
Yeah, I
Because
was gonna say
Sunrise
Robobot.
yeah.
didn't really have much.
Yeah,
So.
agreed. It played it very safe.
Mhm.
Next is $4.99 from Hustlebun. Thank you so much. Saying a warm-hearted pooyo to one of my favorite YouTubers. Thanks for spreading the good word of Bowser's Inside Story and Kirby Planet
Hey,
Robobot. Hell yeah,
awesome.
both of those are fantastic games.
Great games for sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Hustlebun. And I believe that's it for now. So we do have quite a bit of news to get to today, gentlemen. So shall we get on with it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Ready.
All right. Well, then let's go ahead and move on to our first news story, which is one of our main news stories for the day. I just wanted to launch right into it. We're talking about Smash. I love talking about Smash. Let's do it. All right. So you may be aware that Sakurai's final column in the Japanese gaming magazine Famitsu has recently been published. And in it, he talks about Smash Ultimate's various DLC fighters, as well as comments on the future of the series as a whole. Shut up, motorcycle. Good Lord. Nobody wants to hear it. I'm so sorry, everybody.
Time to party.
Jeez. So there's a lot to unpack here, and this comes by way of Silicon Era, as well as Cody Nokolo and our good friend Push Dustin on Twitter. I guess the first point to start with is that one of the parts of the article that leaked right away, and that Cody Nokolo confirms here on Twitter, is Sakurai saying, when it comes to Smash going forward, I can't see it being made by anyone but myself right now, which is basically him just saying, I think I need to be around to guide Smash going forward. And what's interesting here is on the Silicon Era list of translations, he does actually say that they did actually try leaving Smash to someone else, but it didn't go well. So I don't know that this is Sakurai just saying, no, nobody else can do it. It sounds like they at least gave someone else a shot and it didn't work out. I'm curious to find out. I would be curious to know who that other person is that they tried to, hand the reins to Smash and didn't work out. But let's go ahead and start with this particular nugget of information. How do you guys feel about Sakurai saying this? About it saying, I don't know about what what the future of the series entails, but I don't think it can happen without me. Paraphrasing.
I feel
Man,
like Sakurai has been pretty open about how responsible he feels for Smash Brothers, and maybe to him, he feels like he's the only one who can realistically do it. And I imagine that like part of that is the auteur's curse, right? Where, the only person who can make the thing that you wanted to make is you.
Right.
And I feel like he'd feel responsible if someone else made Smash and it didn't quite live up to what he imagined it would be.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
in some of the tweets that were coming out about the interview, the level of love that he puts into every single character, I can see like it'd be hard to trust anyone else with that intensity to make sure like everything is done perfectly. Like just the one line about Steve, how they had to go in and get the block code for every single stage. Like that's a level of dedication that I can imagine it's very hard to replicate for someone else. So it makes sense.
What
Yeah,
about you,
like
Daniel?
Yeah, like imagine like someone who spent so many years with one series, like they've spent decades on this craft that he's perfected over the years, and to have so many accomplishments within that series. Like you've made deals that and come together with like Microsoft, with Square Enix, with Disney of all companies, and to imagine like how can this series go on the way that it has so far without me, you know, like that sort of artist mentality, which I'm fairly familiar with. But it's kind of like, yeah, how do you envision the series to continue without you? And even if somebody else were to take the reins, like if people don't like it, they could still go back to Sakurai and like blame him for things that he wasn't even in control of, because people are so
Right.
deeply rooted that this is Sakurai's series, you know?
Yeah, well, before I deliver my own thoughts, I'll go ahead and read out the other quotes, or the highlighted quotes in this Silicon Era article here. So Sakurai is saying, "I'm not thinking of a sequel. I'm not thinking of it every time. However, I can't say with certainty that this would be the end of Smash. I need to think whether I must release a Smash game or not, even if I have to do something that would disappoint users. I currently don't see a path where Smash can be produced without myself." And I said this before. Honestly, we did actually try leaving it to someone else, but it didn't go well. And finally, if the series were to continue, I have to talk with Nintendo and have a debate on whether it will succeed or not. I must think about this topic seriously. And it's a really interesting situation that Sakurai finds himself in because, and I've said this before, it's not always the most popular opinion among some Smash fans. It's very hard for me to see Smash without Sakurai's influence. I have not, at least yet, been convinced that anybody other than Smash is equipped to handle this series and infuse it with what makes it so special, that attention to detail, that je ne sais quoi feel of every character feeling like they come straight out of their source game. It's a very specific, special thing that Sakurai and his team do, not just Sakurai alone, but Sakurai and his teams do. And I'm not yet convinced that Smash would be as special or as singular without Sakurai. I'm not saying it's impossible, but right now I firmly believe Smash does need Sakurai. And so I agree with a lot of what he's saying here. However, he's in a tough position because, and I'm mainly talking about how he has to think about whether another game can succeed or not, because he said before there's not ever going to be another Ultimate. This is a one-time thing. So invariably, if he were to return for another Smash game, he's starting off with this enormously uphill battle to not disappoint everybody by what sounds like would be an inevitably smaller roster with a lot of cuts. And no matter who it is, any cut's going to piss somebody off. Even if it's Dark
Yeah.
Pit, somebody's going to be pissed off out there. And so where do you go? It sounds like he hasn't written off the possibility of returning to the series. And dude, take a vacation. Take the longest
Please.
vacation. And so I'd love to see him come back to direct another Smash game, but how do you do that when at least insofar that he's told us that you're not going to be able to do Ultimate again? So where do you go from there?
I mean, I could see Sakurai being at the helm of a primarily single player, like tackling the Subspace Emissary style, but finally going full out with fan service and like the melee adventure mode times a million, and just focusing on Nintendo then and using his more creative muscle. I could see that because it's the name Ultimate by definition is like final. So
Right.
to assume that they're going to top the multiplayer essence of Ultimate would be foolish, but I think a single player effort would be really cool.
Yeah, I could see that would be really interesting for him to double down on the single player portion. But even right here in our own live audience patron chat, we had a few people, Free Compositron, and Cornflakes, which I love that name, talking about how they'd miss Dark Pit if he were cut. And I wasn't using Dark Pit as an example because I don't like him. I think he's great, but that's kind of the meme. Oh, who wanted Dark Pit? I think Dark Pit's great. But that's my point, is no matter what, though, you're going to disappoint people. And if you do, a lot has been said about just making major cuts to the roster and retooling all of the veterans, giving Samus her Dread moveset and basically giving all these veterans who haven't had their movesets updated in years brand new movesets. And I think that could be exciting for sure, but that can only go so far when you're also facing down the perspective cuts of characters like Cloud, Sephiroth, Sora. I feel like Sonic and Mega Man probably would be safe. I'm guessing Pac-Man maybe, but Kazuya and Hero and Banjo-Kazooie, that alone is going to piss off so many people. So I don't envy Sakurai's position here.
I remember I saw a tweet like a long time ago. It was around when they were revealing maybe like Hero or Joker. It was like, imagine if they made Sonic now, because like all the third-party characters they added had all these crazy mechanics and details and meters and stuff like that. And Sonic is like, hey, we made Sonic. He has hand-to-hand combat for some reason. Have at it. And no new music, but one song. Like the idea of going back, like you said, with outdated movesets and doing something fresh. There's room there for something. I don't know what, but something.
Right. Yeah, I guess it really just comes down to what you personally care about in Smash, and that's different by person. There's no universal, obviously, or the Smash fan base wouldn't be what it is, but there is no universally agreed upon most important thing when it comes to Smash. Some people say it's the mechanics, some people say it's the roster, some people say it's a combination of things, and I've said before, I wish they could just keep adding on to Ultimate and just keep building this roster. I want to see it get as crazy as possible. 89 is already as crazy, way wilder than I thought we'd ever get. But I'm down to see it break through 100 and just keep going. But that's because I enjoy seeing all these characters together in one game, on top of the fact that I just love the gameplay. But I can see the merit in kind of bringing things back to basics and kind of retooling things from the ground up. But I gotta say, even as a diehard Smash fan as I am, and as appreciative of Sakurai and his team's work that I am, it would be impossible for me to hide my disappointment at having so many characters cut, and characters that I would expect to be cut, like Cloud and Sephiroth. That would be hard for me to. I'd still play it, I'd still be hyped for it, but I couldn't not be disappointed by that, straight up.
I think they would run into a situation where they have another Melee on their hands. Where if we did get a new Smash Brothers with a significantly reduced roster, you're going to find a large portion of players, at least in the pro circuit, that choose to play Ultimate because that roster is larger. And that might even extend to more casual players for the same reason. So I feel like navigating that is almost impossible.
It sure does seem that way. And it's really, I don't think it's a situation that has ever really quite existed before. Not to the degree it does with where Smash Ultimate currently finds itself. I mean, we've certainly seen rosters get scaled back a little bit in other series like Marvel vs. Capcom, going from 2 to 3 to especially Infinite. Not necessarily by number of characters, but by who was chosen. There were definitely a lot of people sore about some of the characters who were cut from Infinite versus who was in 3 and 2. But this just feels a little bit different in the sense that we have almost 90 characters. 90 characters, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And, and the whole crossover element here with so many different franchises. But, there is a little bit more here to discuss. So the column is also about all the different DLC fighters, not just his thoughts on the future of the series. And he did reconfirm that Sora quickly became the most requested fighter on the Smash ballot. Like, apparently it didn't take very much time for them to see that Sora was just going to be the number one pick. He does talk about how Sora is primarily an air fighter, because that's kind of what he primarily fights in the air in his own games. But it's some interesting stuff. Joker specifically was apparently a difficult time for Sakurai because the base game had just been finished. And so during Joker's development, he was transitioning from the end of the main game development to figuring out not only Joker, but the general plan for DLC in period going forward. And Joker having Arsene with him doubled the amount of work for Joker. So it sounded like that was really tough. Sorry, Brandon, you were going to say something?
Oh, no, I was surprised. So
you couldn't tell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. For Hero, apparently Sakurai thought that he wouldn't be voiced at first, but because a voice was added in DQ11S, he was able to work with Square Enix to include official voices and names for each hero. He does reconfirm that Banjo-Kazooie were the first example of them working with an overseas composer on music rearrangements, that being Grant Kirkhope, of course. Just lots of really cool stuff here. I don't need to go through every single thing because we do have news to talk about, but his passion for Terry also comes through in this interview, saying, and this comes from Push Dustin. He says, Sakurai's goal was to make the coolest Terry Bogard ever. There might have been some younger fans who didn't know Terry, but that wasn't important. It was vital that they could understand the character through Smash. I just love that. And apparently, the Terry's trailer was made it was produced by Bandai Namco in house, which is interesting. I did not realize that.
That's cool.
Yeah. Sakurai for Min Min felt that long arms were the key to making a fighter who feels like they're from ARMS. And while that makes sense, I guess that means my hopes and dreams of Twintel were dashed from the very start, which some people did point out to me. Makes sense. Poor Twintel. She never had a chance. But yeah, if you're into the behind the scenes information of Smash's development, definitely go check out Push Dustin and Cody Nokolo on Twitter. Yeah. They're doing, as always, amazing translation work. And there's too much information for us to go through here. But I think the main bit was to talk about his thoughts on the future of the series. What do you think we'll see Sakurai do next? Do you think he's going to take a break and inevitably come right back to Smash, or might we see him do something different, you guys?
I hope I keep seeing him pet his cat on social media like he did the other day.
Good.
That was very sweet.
That was very good.
That's what
cool.
I needed to keep me going every day.
I think to really boil it down, Sakurai is just going to make something that he wants to make.
Yeah.
That could be Smash,
I hope
and it might not be. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, when he doesn't have, Nintendo and Smash above his head all the time, he made Kirby Air Ride, which is a classic. He made Kid Icarus Uprising, which, control issues aside, is a classic. I'd love to see him just tackle something that's not Smash for a while. If he returns to Smash in the future, the Switch 2, the Switch Pro, whatever, something new and fresh from him, maybe reviving another random franchise. Something. Like, he's a very smart guy. Like, he's clearly very intelligent and has an attention to detail that's bar none. I want to see him get to flex it.
Same. I mean, Kid Icarus Uprising is one of my favorite 3DS games of all time. I adore that game. I love when Sakurai is able to stretch his wings and do something that he really wants to do, even though it does seem like he really wants to do Smash or has wanted to. Yeah, definitely. Let the man take a break and stretch his game development wings, his creative chops, and do something new for a while. But if Smash is to continue, and I can't see Nintendo just letting it ride off into the sunset just because of the sales potential, I do hope it is with Sakurai at the helm, as long as he wants to do it. I wouldn't want him to be like pushed into it, even though he doesn't want to. But assuming he wants to come back, I hope he does, because I just can't, at least yet, I can't see Smash without him. Hustle Bun, thank you, saying you share my disdain for melee elitism. Melee elitism sucks. Elitism sucks in general, right?
No, it's obnoxious.
It's just gatekeeper. It's so obnoxious. And Cassius 335 did highlight one more point from all these translations. It's cool to note, saying, I like that Banjo and Kazooie were apparently just after Sora on the Fighter's Ballot. That is really cool, especially given that they are such a Western-centric character. Very cool to hear that is apparently the case. But we could talk about Smash for so long. I know I could talk about it forever, but we do have other news, and we have a few more super chats. First is $4.99 from Javier Fuentes, saying, currently playing through all the good Kingdom Hearts games while watching. You guys never fail to brighten my day. Well, thank you very much. You brighten our day as well. And hearing you're playing Kingdom Hearts even further brightens my day, because I fucking adore that series so much. And by all the good ones, I assume you mean everything except Chain of Memories and I guess Recoded.
Oh, see, I like both of those. I was gonna
Finally,
say.
someone else
funny.
who likes Chain of Memories.
Yeah, Chain of Memories.
I'm always alone
to like Chain of Memories, but I like it.
I like Recoded more than most. I will say I actually did quite enjoy Recoded, but most people don't, which is why I said it. But Chain of Memories, I like the story in it, but I don't actually enjoy playing the game. It just feels like such a grind to me. I never enjoyed it.
See, to me, it's 358. 358 is where you like.
Oh, you're
really get down there.
Fair enough. 358 over 2 days. I forgot. I completely forgot about that actually being a game before the movie version and the HD releases. Yeah, it wasn't a great game. Yeah, it was not a great game.
I played both Chain of Memories for the GBA and PS2, and I'm the card mechanic. I think, as long as you're not completely like expecting the pure Kingdom Hearts experience, I think it's fine in its own game. But yeah, playing all the good Kingdom Hearts games. The other day, I finally, for the first time ever, I've been playing Final Mix for Kingdom Hearts 2. I finally defeated.
Oh, it's so good.
Finally beat for the first time the Lingering Will on Proud Mode.
Oh,
And that
nice.
felt
Oh,
that felt so
nice.
good.
It's
Just
so
to finally
good.
get that off. But yeah, I love
I
Kingdom Hearts
haven't
2
gotten
and
around to
series.
that yet. I've beaten Sephiroth and Unknown in Kingdom Hearts 1.5 on Proud, but I haven't done. Oh, and I did Sephiroth in Vanilla Kingdom Hearts 2 on Proud, but I haven't played 2.5 and tried Lingering Will yet. So I
Mhm.
have
Nice.
not done that. I've heard it's incredibly difficult though,
It-
and
oh god,
very
never again.
refreshing when you actually beat him. Yeah, never again.
The only
Nice.
difficult thing in Kingdom Hearts I've ever done is the Remind boss gauntlet at the end of that DLC.
Oh, that's pretty hard though.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
That is hard. Yeah.
Kick my ass.
Next up is Brian Calabro with $20. Thank you so much. Saying had a really crap day, but thrilled to fill it with good vibes. Thanks for being here to bring us joy and gaming news with great company. Well, we're really sorry to hear
Hey.
you had a crap day, and we're glad you're here, feeling better, getting all these good vibes. I'm sending you all the ones I have. I'm sorry you had a bad day, but I hope the rest of it is way better. And we're always happy to see your
Yeah.
name in chat, Brian Calabro. Thank you very much. Also a follow up with $5 from Brian as well, saying you didn't have to do another super chat just to just to correct a typo. We appreciate it,
Aw.
but you next time don't feel like you have to do that. But thank you so much, Brian. And again, I hope the rest of your day is much better. Next is $2 from Wapi Mulinga saying recoded gameplay is better than 358 over 2 days. Yes, I agree.
Yes,
I
100%.
had forgotten about that when I said recoded. Yeah, 358 over 2 days is far less or far worse. I agree completely. Also, Screamo Shaman with $1.99 saying Sakurai's next project, a remake of Mole Mania. That would be a deep cut.
All right, yeah, sure. That'd be great.
Yeah,
I'll take whatever
super
Sakurai
deep
works
cut.
on.
Great game.
Sakurai's Ice Climber.
If he can revive Kid Icarus the way he did, I would love to see what he could do to something like Ice Climber. Hell, even Urban Champion. Like he could do something really cool with it.
Dude, there have been
like-
there've been rumors for a reboot of Star Tropics for years, and I'm sitting and waiting. And if he did it, that'd be amazing.
Ooh,
So
I
let's
could see
put
that
that
being
out
a
there.
Sakurai game.
Oh yeah, that'd be incredible.
Looks like my chat scrolled past a few here, so I'll do a couple more, then we'll move on with the news. But I will get to everybody, I promise. Next is $20 from a Nerd's Ramblings. Thank you so much. Saying off topic, what do you guys think about Sonic Rangers as a concept, and what would you like to see from it? Do you feel Sonic is in an open world could work? Challenge: try not to fall into it's gonna suck because Sonic trap. Well, first of all, thank you, Nerds Rambling, so much for your generosity. And no problems with that trap here because I am a constant Sonic defender. I think he has good 3D games, not all of them, but I don't think every Sonic game sucks because it's Sonic. There are plenty of great modern Sonic games out there. I do think
Yeah.
Sonic can work in an open world. I love the idea of actually getting to utilize Sonic's speed with all this room to actually run. So that alone makes me feel like it could work as long as they wrap proper mechanics and progression around it. But what about you guys?
There's a couple of fan projects out there that already
Yeah.
prove that.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Yeah.
Is it Sonic Utopia?
Yeah, Sonic Utopia's one.
Yeah, Utopia, right.
There's one. So I've done videos on these things. There's there's a bunch of them that are just like a toolbox, like a sandbox, just run around. But there's one Sonic fan game that's big open world, but actually has progression elements, and you actually go through level by level. And I played that. I'm like, oh yeah, Sonic, they can do this. Like, I don't know how much I trust Sega to get it right, but they can theoretically do it. Whether or not we do, we'll wait and see. But as a Sonic fan, it'll be interesting no matter what.
Totally. What about you guys, Brandon? Dan, any thoughts on that? Daniel?
I'll let Daniel go.
I mean, yeah, I've been a big fan of Sonic games since like the Genesis era, and I've always appreciated what they've done on the on 3D front as well. Like my first 3D Sonic game was Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the GameCube, and I've always enjoyed the 3D Sonic games. Now, obviously, some of them perform less than others, and they've been on such a big fluctuation over the years. But I mean, games like even with Sonic Colors Ultimate out, I feel like we can work on a formula kind of like that, but make it open world. Imagine the boost mechanic in a really grand, like wide open area. There's a whole bunch that they can do with that, but man, I can't imagine like how long it would take to just develop the world, because you need to make a world that's big enough for you to like actually traverse it and feel like you're exploring. If it's like a world for say Breath of the Wild, if it's like that size but Sonic's running all over it, the world seems a lot smaller all of a sudden. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like how far are they willing to go to make something that feels open world for a Sonic game? But I'd totally be down to play something like that for sure.
I
Mhm.
almost feel like the world design needs to be emblematic of like a skate park, because you need to be able to traverse the world in as many ways as possible. You know,
Sure.
pulling off
Mm-hmm.
stunts, feeling cool while
Tricks.
you're doing it, um, and doing that over the course of an entire like open world game. I could see it if it was more segmented, like smaller open worlds, kind of like what Pokemon Legends is gonna do. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that said, if they can pull it off for a completely seamless world, that'd be really incredible, and I'd definitely love to see that.
Yeah, same. And I mean, I've said many times before, I love the boost style gameplay in games like Sonic Generations and Sonic Colors, and because it captures the speed of Sonic. And if we can get that wrapped around a different kind of game, an open world game, I think there's massive potential there.
Mm-hmm.
Whether Sonic Team can fully live up to that potential, that's a different argument. But I do think that there's a lot of potential there. And I really hope Sonic Rangers turns out to be great. I really am crossing my fingers for another strong showing from 3D modern Sonic, just to once again prove that 3D Sonic can work. People have short memories. They forget that Generations was awesome.
Mhm.
Colors was great. Well, Colors just got re-released, so I guess that's a little bit different. But people still, that argument persists that Sonic sucks, that modern Sonic sucks, and it's not true. So
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, we do have more super chats, but I want to go ahead and get on with the news. So we will get to those throughout the rest of the show. Don't worry. But for now, let's go ahead and move on to our next news story, which you might not dig.
I,
So you
Uh,
might know where I'm going with this, but this comes from our friends at Nintendo Everything, and Yacht Club Games have announced that Shovel Knight Dig has been hit with a delay, with no release date. It's just been moved to 2022. It was supposed to come out this year, but it's not going to make it. And but Yacht Club did specify that development on Shovel Knight Dig is going well, but the team just needs a little more time than their initial projected release window. And you may recall that this is the procedurally generated Shovel Knight game that they are co-developing with Nitrome. And but to kind of, I guess, blunt the impact of this delay announcement a little bit, they did reveal a new character. Scrap Knight has been introduced for Shovel Knight Dig, and she wields a pick, like an axe pick. And according to Yacht Club, she has spent her recent days sifting through the shifting refuse pile known as the Magic Landfill, a sorcerer's rubbish heap located deep below the Earth's surface. The Hexcavators find her useful because she can recover most anything, but Scrap Knight has ideas of her own. Make haste when digging through her mystical junkyard. Danger lurks in the clutter. That just sounds so Shovel Knight, and I love it. I played a little bit of Dig at PAX East a couple years ago. It seemed a lot
mhm.
of fun. I think Derek and I both loved it, or really
Mhm.
enjoyed what we played of it. Yeah. And what about you, Ant? Did you get to play it at PAX as well?
Yep, that PAX East right before the stuff happened.
The
Yeah, I
world
got
shut down. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I played it then, and it's so much fun. Like, God, the
It
art was
is.
so good, the music was so good. Nitrome are surprisingly good developers. Not many people know of
Right.
them. They're fully competent in what they're doing. And I'm at a point where I don't care about delays. By all means, I have so many games to play. Please delay more games. I'm good. I have plenty to play.
Same. Same.
So yeah, take as much time as they need, and also finally expanding the Shovel Knight universe. Like, take as much time as you need. Like that sounds all exciting, and I want it to be perfect.
Right. And as Late Night Sprites points out, we do still have Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon coming up, and
That too.
apparently Scrap Knight does also feature in Pocket Dungeon. So Dig isn't going to be her actual debut, but I guess they're teasing her in advance of Dig in Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon. But
Oh.
yeah, I agree with everything you said, Ant. Great visuals, music, animation. I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, I'm not really into procedural generation as much usually, but when done right, it can be really compelling. And what I played of Dig was very compelling, despite being randomly generated to a degree. So, Brandon or Daniel, did you guys get to play this at any shows before
I haven't,
the
no.
big shutdown? Okay,
yeah, fortunately, I haven't been able to
no,
play
okay,
this game yet, but it looks so interesting. I really want to get my hands on it, and yeah, it's just awesome to see like the complete shift in gameplay that they're doing, but they're still doing a wonderful job with the Shovel Knight, like the branding and more Lady Knights, please. Let's get more Lady Knights in here.
right, more
For
Lady
sure.
Knights indeed. And I think the most important thing to say about Dig, at least from when Ant and I played it, was that very specific Shovel Knight charm was on full display in
Oh
Dig,
yeah.
despite being co-developed between
Awesome.
Yacht Club and Nitro.
Yeah.
Like there was no, it
Awesome.
didn't feel like a Shovel Knight game being made by people who didn't get Shovel Knight. It is
Oh yeah.
100% authentic grade A Shovel Knight that you're getting, at
Yeah,
least from what
it
we
felt
played.
like a total extension of Shovel Knight. It, like gameplay wise, it's like a slightly better Mr. Driller, I would say. But yeah, like it
Sure.
fits in with Shovel Knight perfect. I don't know if the music is done by Jake Hoffman, like the main game is, but it sounded great. Clearly, their creative muscle we're gonna get clearly a bunch of new knights. That's really cool. The same could be said for Pocket Dungeon. I know we're not talking about that now, but just they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
The let's see. The Shovel Knight Dig reveal trailer was scored by Jake Kaufman. But okay, and
Okay.
I've just found a tweet by Yacht Club from 2019, right after the release, confirming that Jake Kaufman is returning to score Shovel Knight
Oh,
Dig.
There you go.
awesome.
Absolute banger of a
That's
soundtrack,
it.
guaranteed.
That's
Guaranteed.
done.
down.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I need to know. You got me there. His soundtracks for those games are just some of the best chiptune
Amazing.
music I've ever heard in my
Wonderful.
life. They're perfect. So yeah, I don't think there's too much more to say about this. Shovel Knight Dig will come out at an unspecified point in 2022, but before then, we have Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon to look forward to, and Derek will tell you he could tell you stories about how bad I was at that game and how good he was at it. When you take Shovel Knight, but you take the platformer out of Shovel Knight, suddenly I kind of start sucking because I'm not very good at puzzle games. So it took me a while to kind of acclimate to it, whereas Derek picked up on it immediately. It was pretty funny to see. But yeah, so Shovel Knight Dig, it'll get here when it gets here. But as always, as we always say on TNT, mental health first. Take as much time as you need. Yacht Club will be here to play it whenever it's
Mhm.
ready, but better to get it right and take whatever time you need, and don't overwork anybody, and don't release it before it's ready. You have our support. So
Exactly.
Absolutely.
yeah. All right. Well, before we move on to the next story, got a few more super chats to read out. Jared Helder with $2 Canadian. Thank you very much. Saying it's similar to Kojima's involvement in Metal Gear Solid, referencing Sakurai's position with Smash. So yeah, it's very similar to that.
Mhm.
FlameSean73 with $2, choosing violence, saying the one character we don't need is Corrin. Look,
Sure.
first of all, thank you for the
I-
donation. Yeah, I
Yeah.
disagree.
have
Sorry,
Every
guys.
character is somebody's favorite.
I
Exactly.
God damn it, Brandon! You stole exactly what I was gonna say.
I'm
In
sorry.
this game, everyone, no matter what character you pick, it's someone's main. It's someone that they love to play as, and I don't main Corin, but I love using her, and it's still a character that I enjoy playing, and they play unique enough from the other characters in the roster that I think there'd be something missing from that as well. But I know
Yeah.
there's just no way we could talk about Fire Emblem Fates without some kind of stigma, so I get it.
Sure.
I was
Yeah,
about to throw shade at it because it's terrible, but I won't go that deep.
Well, and I totally agree. Fire Emblem Fates is far from my favorite game. I didn't particularly enjoy it, and I don't find Corrin to be an interesting character at all. Male Corrin even less so, because I just don't like his design, don't like his choice of English voice. I just don't think it fits for him. But I think female Corrin has a pretty cool design. But regardless, it's what Brandon said.
For sure.
Every character is someone's favorite, and there's someone out there saying the same thing. Oh God, the one character who shouldn't come back is Mega Man. Okay, if that's how you feel, that's fine. But like, I've never
angry about
understood
it.
the argument for cutting characters. I just like, if you don't have to, why cut a character just because you don't like them? Someone else out there, hundreds, thousands of other people out there love that character.
Mhm.
So I cut them. I don't know. That's just how I
I-
feel about it. But
I remember
yeah.
seeing a big push to cut the Miis from Ultimate, and I'm like, why?
Mhm.
Why? Who
Why?
cares?
The Miis bring their own form of satisfaction to
Exactly.
fans of characters
These
who
aren't
didn't make it
hurting you.
otherwise, like Sans or Doom Guy, and they're fun in their own way. Plus, they're inextricably linked to that trailer, that reveal trailer that featured Iwata fighting Reggie in a
That was
DBZ
so
style battle.
good.
How can you
So
hate that?
good.
Best
That's
trailers
It's
of
one of my
all time.
favorite. It's one of the very best. So no, Mii fighters are totally cool in my opinion. I just don't. No matter who the character is, I just don't understand the argument for cutting them if you don't have to. Why?
Mhm.
Even if you don't like somebody, just don't play them. Yeah, that's how I feel about
Exactly.
it. But
Yep.
regardless, thank you so much for the donation, Flame Sean. And, always love seeing your name in chat as well. And just thank you very much. Next is Trace Hall with $5 saying, love you gamers. secured a PS5 through my dad, had to shell out $750 because it came with some dumb basketball game, but got Ghost of Tsushima. Well,
That's a good
very
get.
happy for you that you've been able to join the PS5 gang. I'm sorry though that you had to. It sounds like you got it through like a GameStop bundle, right? With one of those forced
Sounds
GameStop
right.
bundles. They pair it with games you wouldn't otherwise want, like some dumb basketball game. But very happy you were able to get a PS5 and enjoy Ghost of Tsushima. It's a great game. I know Steve, if he were here, he would be singing that game's praises because I know he finished it and really loved it.
It's incredible, and it has a fantastic
Yeah.
multiplayer mode.
Nice. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah. Well, Steve and I played that with Blessing from Kind of Funny, and I'm not really into a lot of online multiplayer that isn't like Smash and Mario Kart. Really, yes, I just don't play online a lot. Fall Guys, I guess. But that is really fun. Ghost of Tsushima Legends. It's
Yeah.
Legends, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So fun, and it was something that I actively went. I didn't keep playing it for a long period of time, just because my time to play games is limited. But it's something that had I the time, I would just keep going back to it. It really was that fun. I loved it. But all right, well, let's go ahead and move on to our third news story of the day. And as I always do, I don't know why this happens so much on my hosting days. I don't know why we get Activision-Blizzard news so often, specifically on my hosting days. It sucks. But anyway, this is the Activision-Blizzard continuing dumpster fire news story. So let's go ahead and get that up on screen. So, in the wake of all the continuing allegations, sexual abuse, harassment, all that lovely stuff that Activision Blizzard has been exposed for doing, Jen Oneal, the co-leader of Blizzard, has departed her role, leaving Mike Ybarra as Blizzard's sole male boss, which, as Jason Schreier pointed out on Twitter, maybe isn't the best look in the wake of all these, all these women coming forward and talking about how horrifically toxic and dangerous the company culture is at Activision Blizzard. Now you got a single male boss in charge of things on the Blizzard side. And, it's not the best look. I know they couldn't have necessarily foreshadowed Jen Oneal's departure, but yeah, not the greatest look in my opinion. But on top of that, it's just bad news all around for Activision Blizzard. Company stocks have tumbled 10% in just a few hours following Jen Oneal's departure, as well as delays to Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4. I might have a tiny violin around here somewhere that I can start playing for them, but I can't find it. I just have no fucks to give. Anyway, yeah, that's the latest on Activision Blizzard. Ant, how are you? I don't think we've talked about this lovely situation with you yet on the show. How are you feeling about all this, man?
I mean, I do want to go a week without them trending on Twitter. I mean, that'd be nice because I'm kind of just tired of it. Luckily now, clearly they're never going to make a Crash and Spire thing again, so I have no reason to care about the company. So that's awesome. But I mean, yeah, they're so tone deaf. But at least they changed McCree's name. They
did do that.
Stuff.
They did at least do that, at the very least. Yeah. I mean, it's of course, as we've said here on the show before, and I know Brandon and Daniel will co-sign with me on this, is that, of course we feel bad for all the developers in the trenches there. None of this is their fault. They're the ones suffering amid all this. But it's impossible to feel any sort of sympathy for Activision Blizzard as a business, as a whole.
I mean, I'll say this much. My editor kind of does some the QA testing for stuff over at Blizzard. And we were getting to talk about it because he works with them. And I one thing I don't like is the idea of not like supporting the game, because you get into this weird area where, like you said, there are actual employees there that are just fine people trying to have a job. And at that point, the higher ups are going to do their shenanigans no matter what, as unfortunate as it is. But there's so many other people that are affected in the company who don't want this stuff to happen either, but now they have a livelihood they're trying to maintain. It's bad. Yeah, it's just all bad.
Yeah, and as Super Gamer Dude 101 in our live audience patron chat mentions, Toys for Bob is dead. I think Vicarious Visions recently got absorbed officially, like last week.
Mm-hmm.
I think weren't they? And they didn't even tell them. I feel like I remember like Vicarious Visions found out at the same time that we all did that they were being absorbed properly. And I don't quote me on that. I think that's what I heard, but it sucks. And as you said, Ant, they're not doing anything more for Crash and Spyro, more than likely. So any interest that I would have had, even outside interest I would have had in their output, is just gone. Not that I would support their games right now anyway, but yeah, I mean, I
The
don't even
only
care about
positive
Crash too
PR they
much.
had.
Yeah, it really is.
Like it sucks too because I actually met someone who works for the Diablo IV team, and he's just like a nice normal dude, and everyone like they don't like it either. I can confirm anyone in the chat. The people on the development teams don't like it either.
Sure,
and unfortunately, like all that stuff again, it's it's just bad all around. Unfortunately.
Yeah, there's so many
Yeah.
actual good people within the company that work and do an honest living making these kind of games, but then they're caught between all this crap, and it's just so unfortunate to see that happen constantly with people that deserve better. People within that deserve better.
Yeah, same. And I feel sad for all the, just genuine Spyro and Crash fans out there. I'm more of a Spyro guy than I ever was Crash, but either way, Spyro especially, like at least Crash got Crash 4 before all this shit went down. Then there may be the end of Crash now, who knows, but Spyro didn't get anything other than the Reignited trilogy. And
Yeah.
it's just a shame. I feel really bad for both just genuine fans of those series. But again, it would introduce a lot of like, do you want to support this company despite loving these brands too? So maybe it's for the best, but it does suck though. It really is a shame. But of course, in context, that means nothing compared to how much more it sucks for all the people who've been suffering under the thumb of Activision-Blizzard and its horrifically toxic company culture and everything that's been going on that end. Like, so obviously the human cost of this is way more important than any video game character, but the whole thing just sucks and it's just bad vibes. And as I said, we have in the past said that we would continue to report on the goings on of all this continuing dumpster fire, but that we wouldn't be covering their games, and that's still true. We're not. So that is the latest on the Activision Blizzard ridiculousness. But I think we pretty much said everything we need to about that at the moment. So can we just like all agree that the next news dump we get about this, can it be on a Monday or a Friday, not on a Wednesday? Just give me an episode where I don't have to do this. Yeah. Okay. Let's read out a few more super chats. First is 1,000 Chilean pesos from Benja X saying, "Have you played any Digimon games?" No, I have not personally, though. I know our community member Twilord would love you mentioning that at all, because they're a huge Digimon fan. But no, I have not. What about you guys?
No, I have Cyber Sleuth on the Switch, but I haven't played it.
Cool. Yeah,
I have that too. I actually got it from Twilord, so thank you.
Nice.
Nice.
But also,
nice.
One of the Digimon World games on PS1, I can't remember which entry it was, but I was a dumb kid and couldn't get past like the first RPG battle, so I didn't get very far. That's my experience.
I did play
Gotcha.
there's like a Digimon Smash Brothers clone like on GameCube that my buddy of mine owns, and I just played as Agumon and wrecked him my first time, so that was pretty good. I don't know anything else about it, but that was pretty fun.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't really experienced any Digimon games myself, so
Same. We have some other, and it's not just Twilord, Spicy Pandotter, Skull Kid Tiger. They're talking about how much they love Digimon in our patron chat. And I know my wife loved the anime. She was more of a Digimon fan growing up than a Pokemon one.
yeah.
But she hasn't really played any of the games. That didn't really translate into a love of any of the Digimon games. So
I had the movie on VHS.
Ooh.
It's an experience.
Nice.
The anime intro will forever be stuck in my head.
Oh yeah, always.
Big same.
Oh yeah, definitely. Next up is $20 from a Nerd's Ramblings. Thank you very much. Saying, I've been hearing from leaks that Sonic Rangers is coming along much better than earlier. It might even be delayed to 2023 for quality assurance. Sega are reportedly taking this game's quality seriously. Also, I hope Boost continues on the side. Same. And I hope everything you're saying from these leaks, it ends up being accurate. If it needs to be delayed to 2023, fine. Just get it right. Get it right. For Sonic, it's especially Sonic. I think it's incredibly important for Sonic Team to prove that they have the chops to get 3D Sonic right again. It has. Someone pointed out, I don't know who it was, a little earlier in our patron chat, but someone pointed out that it's been a decade since Sonic Generations has come out, kind of pushing back against my people have short memories comment, which I guess is fair. But because it has been that long since what I would consider the best 3D Sonic game, yeah, they need to, I think, kind of prove again that they can do it, especially after Sonic Forces. Sonic Forces was so
Trash.
disappointing.
Trash.
It really was. So
I
yeah,
hate
we'll
played
see what
that
happens.
game. I got it for
You
free
hate
on.
played it, me too.
Yeah, I got it for
Yeah.
free on PSN, and I hate played through it one night.
Well, the thing about Sonic Forces was it wasn't even something you could sit back and kind of like laugh at and enjoy, like ironically, in the same way as like Sonic 2006.
Mhm.
Like Sonic 2006 was so bad that it came all the way around to being funny, and you could enjoy it on that merit to a degree. But Sonic Forces was just so bland,
Yeah.
and it took everything that Sonic Generations and the 3D games before it did right, and just completely threw it all out the window and in favor
Yes.
of just this incredibly bland, uninspired. I don't know what the hell.
Which is
they were
crazy
thinking.
for an apocalypse story.
What a
Right,
goofy
right,
plot!
but-
Like, oh my god.
I know. At least it did give us the Knuckles war quote though. I will always
Oh my
give
God.
Forces credit
That
for
was
giving
good.
us. Yeah, that was pretty good. Next is Purity Chalice with $4.99. Thank you very much. Saying I would really love for Nintendo to make a versus series type fighter, possibly produced by Capcom with Sakurai and Niitsuma, who did Tatsunoko versus Capcom and MVC3 on board. Sign me up.
Yeah.
No arguments here.
Told us.
Maybe not Niitsuma, because Niitsuma, I have like a thing with him. I'm not really. I'm sure he's a perfectly nice guy, but there was some interview back when MVC3 was still new and coming out, where he was asked about why Mega Man was cut, and he's like, "Well, Zero's basically Mega Man. Like, why are Mega Man fans complaining? Zero's the same thing." No, he's not.
Yikes.
Come on,
Yikes.
man.
Yikes.
Yeah. So
Oh,
that
man.
I have a bit of a thing with that, but that was also how many years ago now? So
Mhm.
I forgive him. It's okay. It's okay. Let's see. Next is $2 from Black Ninja, saying that player 2 amiibo for them feet. Who said that? I'm guessing you mean Corin, right? Yeah, right. I don't really have too much to say about that, but
It is one of the most expensive amiibo out there now. That's like $100 amiibo for some
Oh,
reason.
yeah.
So maybe that's
Yeah, it
why.
is.
Maybe the feet. Maybe they really
it could be.
skyrocketed the value.
This feels like perfect GVG out of context fodder talking
Oh,
about
damn it.
amiibo.
No.
Corin. Yeah. And then next up is Floxcat with $2 saying, "Hey everyone, still a little depressed, but I am okay." Well, thank you for letting us know, Floxcat. We really appreciate you telling us that. Again, whatever you're going through, we're really sorry about it, but we're sending you all the love and the good vibes we have. And just thank you for letting us know you're okay. I always love seeing your name in chat. So thank you for letting us know. All right. Well, we'll get to the rest of the super chats a little later, but let's go ahead and move on to our next main story of the day, for which I just have to say, oh, banana. Okay, so if the rumors are to be believed, the Mario movie is not the only thing that Illumination and Universal are working on. Reportedly, there's also a Seth Rogen-led Donkey Kong movie in the works. This could be something that comes out after the Super Mario movie establishes whatever's going on in that version of the universe. Who knows? But yeah, Seth Rogen's turn as Donkey Kong may not be over in the Super Mario movie, and I think the main thing I think of when I think about the idea of a Seth Rogen-led DK movie, who's going to play Diddy, and is K. Rool going to be involved? Are the Kremlings going to be there? I just feel like there's so much to wonder about here. But Ant, what are your initial thoughts on this?
Did any of you guys watch the old Donkey Kong Country cartoon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is a
Oh,
musical half the
man.
time, and it's amazing.
We all have.
That's all I can think about.
Banana
This
Slammer.
leads, if this leads to a Mario cinematic universe, cool. This means Nintendo is investing more into Donkey Kong as an IP, so that's exciting. I would imagine and hope a game comes out of it. It's gonna be one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my whole life. I already know.
You think so?
The Mario movie is not gonna be good. Like it's just not. But it's gonna be stupid, and that's why we're all gonna go see it. So I'm here for the ride. It's gonna be dumb, but I'm here for the ride. I'm too locked in. I've dedicated my whole life to this company, so sure, I'll take whatever garbage they throw my way. I still can't get over Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. That implies Donkey Kong's gonna talk, which he hasn't talked since the 90s in the cartoon. I can't. I hate it. I hate it so much.
But what's funny is he's one of the, seems to have been, and this is also pointed out in the comicbook.com article from which this story is sourced. They also point out that Seth Rogen as DK seems to have been one of the more well-received casting announcements for the Mario movie. Like,
yeah, because everyone's excited for bananas to be an analogy to weed. That's what everyone's excited about.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. I mean, it's like you said, Ant. I'm pretty sure this movie's. I need to see a trailer first. I don't want to come right out and say it's probably going to be trash, because I don't want to undercut, all the hard work that I know is being done by people in the trenches. But at the same time, I totally get where you're coming from. It just doesn't seem as though this movie is poised or being poised to deliver what people might want from a Mario movie, an animated Mario movie. I could be wrong. And hey, you know what? We all thought the Sonic movie was going to be complete and utter garbage, trash, dumpster fire. And it turned out to be pretty great. And we're all now looking forward to Sonic 2 unironically. What a weird timeline we're in, where we're unironically hyped for the Sonic movie sequel. And we're like, this Mario movie's probably going to suck.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
How are
you guys feeling about this, Brand Daniel? That is your officially combined name, by the way.
Celebrity
Right
couple
now,
Daniel.
I don't make the rules.
I think the Mario movie will be fine. Fine is right where I'm landing so far.
Fine.
Yeah. But as far as Donkey Kong is concerned, I think this makes a lot of sense because we are getting that Donkey Kong expansion to the theme park. Mm-hmm. So I think whatever we get next for the theme park will probably tell us what next movie they plan to make, because it's all going to be promotional tie-in. It's just how this stuff works.
Right.
But I'm loving this picture from Bloops in our live audience.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Yeah. Our former TNT guest Bloops just posted a picture in our live audience chat of the 25M screen, and saying how high can you get. That's so good, because Donkey Kong probably is going to make a weed joke. Not really, but
I have to wonder what era of Donkey Kong this is going to take place in, because the Mario movie is obviously, at least to some degree, referencing its arcade roots with Mario Brothers, and then on the NES with Wrecking Crew and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I have to wonder, are we going to start with Donkey Kong Arcade and then go to the future when Donkey Kong Jr. has grown up? I need to know how this is going to play out.
God.
We're going to do a Fire Emblem time skip.
Yeah. If we get to see DK Jr. on the big screen, that would be amazing.
There needs to be a scene where he's doing math.
Silver screen, DK. Yeah, he's sure.
Yeah. Oh God, Rob Arman X says K. Rool voiced by Adam Sandler. Good. Why would you even put that out there?
Oh my God.
That's a ghastly thought. I definitely see a lot of pushback for Seth Rogen as DK, and I'm actually okay with that. I'm one of the ones who's okay with that casting choice. At least one of the ones where I have to wait and see. It's not one where I'm immediately repelled, like Chris Pratt as Mario. That just seems like it's a horrible choice right out of the gate.
I actively
Seth Rogen
hate
as DK is one where I feel like I can give him, but I feel like I'd at least take a wait and see position on Seth Rogen as DK. Maybe.
Doesn't Seth Rogen have I don't remember exactly how he was involved. I think he was producing a console wars movie or a documentary about Nintendo versus Sega.
So
he has some kind of investment in the video game universe, so I'm at least interested on those grounds alone. I feel like he would at least know Donkey Kong well enough to attempt to perform him well.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
And I completely agree with Top Dog here in the live audience chat. If a DK movie is going to happen, the movie better start with a DK rap. Please.
Oh my God.
Yes, please let that be the case. As I said, with the Mario movie, just like with the DK movie, I think there's potential here, but it's just, it's so hard to know where our hype meter should be landing here until we see a trailer for the Mario movie. It's just until then, it's just such a big question mark.
Yeah, realistically, that Mario trailer will be the catalyst of good or bad, because no one probably thought an MCU would be a decent idea to spread a story over so many movies, but Took one good movie with a couple of mentions to be like, oh, okay, I'm on board. If they can do that, spin off to a Donkey Kong Country movie, maybe spin off to a Captain Toad movie and get Keegan-Michael Key to do more Toad stuff, Luigi's
Yeah.
Mansion. Like, if they can spread out like that, there's some exciting prospects there, because at least visually it'll be really cool. But
We're
it's
at the
gonna be
very
weird.
least going to get
Yeah,
a
but-
movie where we can look at the screen and say, "That's Mario." Unlike the 1990s live action film.
It's true.
And I'll watch it on those grounds alone. Maybe I can just mute it and dub over it myself and enjoy it that
my
way.
God.
Yeah. Hustlebun points out, I didn't realize this, but Hustlebun points out that Seth Rogen produced Invincible, which is amazing. I agree.
Really?
And he's doing a
It's
new
so
Ninja
good.
Turtles movie. I didn't know that.
Really? Okay.
Wow.
Seth Rogen's doing a Ninja Turtles
Wow.
movie? Sign me up. I actually, as an actor and entertainer, I like Seth Rogen. I think he's a pretty funny guy,
Yeah.
so I have no problems with this. Like,
All right.
that's actually really neat. So but I can't see his voice coming out of Donkey Kong's big dumb face. It's just so weird. Because he shouldn't be
There-
talking,
tweets-
right?
There are tweets where they just throw Seth Rogen's like laugh over Donkey
Oh,
Kong Country
God.
cartoon from the 90s, and it's amazing. It's going to be so
that
stupid.
sounds. Oh man, yeah. It's just going to be weird seeing these
Mhm.
characters, and not even just DK. It's going to be so weird seeing Mario just talk like Chris Pratt. Like what?
It's a me, a Mario. That's not the
It's
voice.
a me, Mario.
God, I just don't even know. But again, we have to see a trailer. We're kind of at a dead end on speculation here until we
Mhm.
see a trailer. At least when we see a trailer for the Mario movie, we can have a barometer for what the DK movie will even look like.
It's coming out like a year from now. We need to see something like soon.
Right. Just a little bit of cleanup here from the comicbook.com article. This was first reported by that hashtag show with sources for Giant Freakin' Robot, also stating the project is in the works. So this comes from two different sources. And the latter outlet assumes that Fred Armisen is going to reprise his role as Cranky Kong in this spinoff, but that's not confirmed. That's just speculation. And that bit about Cranky Kong just makes me think about what parts of Donkey Kong's giant family tree are going to be included in this movie. Might we get Diddy? Might we get Dixie? I know Kitty Kong facts. Hope we can see Kitty in the movie. Imagine if that happened.
No.
Will we get Funky or Chunky or Tiny?
Basics.
What's going to happen here?
At the
Maybe
very least,
all
we
the
have
animal
to have
buddies in
Diddy.
there. We get
It'd
on
have to be
guard in
Diddy
there.
and K-Rool and Funky Kong, probably Cranky Kong, because Cranky Kong already has a
Right.
voice as well. I mean,
Yeah.
we don't
Right.
we don't have any context for anything. That's the problem. Like, we're in this
Not-
abyss of unknown things because there's no like frame of reference. There's nothing to compare it to, with no visuals, with no voice samples.
Mhm.
Once we see something like that, I think we'll have more of a, as everybody already mentioned already, we'll have a better frame of reference for what we can expect. But right now we're just left
Yeah.
in the dark, and it's scary.
Not having
It-
Diddy in the Donkey Kong movies, like not having Luigi in Super Mario Brothers. At least that's how
I
I feel
agree.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. Diddy is so important as a companion, character
Yeah.
to Donkey Kong. It's like Sonic and Tails, Mario and Luigi. It's completely. And here's your mega mention of the day, folks. Like X and Zero, it's totally the same thing. Like I totally agree. And having DK without Diddy just doesn't feel right to me. But who would voice him? There's just so much speculation here. All I know is I can't wait to see a trailer for the Mario movie so we can at least get some idea of what a Seth Rogen Donkey Kong even sounds
Yeah.
like.
Can't wait
It's
to hear.
just-
Can't wait to
yeah.
hear Seth Rogen talk about his coconut cream pies. That's what we're all
Let's-
waiting for.
let's
Ooh,
go.
banana slammer.
and his weed nanas.
So excited.
Spicy Pan Daughter apparently hates me, asking, "Can we have Squitter? All movies need a giant spider." No movies need
God.
giant spiders. None whatsoever. It's not necessary ever.
He's got
Thank
little
you.
sneakers on.
If it's
He's
cartoony,
cute.
it's fine. If it's too realistic,
Yeah.
then no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously. Squitter's probably fine. Squitter's pretty cartoony. I never got creeped out by Squitter playing DKC2, so Squitter gets a pass. All right. Well, I think we've said pretty much everything we can about that. So let's go ahead and move on to a few more super chats. Let me get back to where I was. Okay. First is $2 from Late Night Sprite saying, in the wake of this, support indie games. They rock. And I assume you mean in the wake of the Activision-Blizzard situation. And
Yeah,
yeah, I'm not even in just the wake of that, though. Support indie games, period,
always.
because they rock. Always. Yeah, they're always great. So thank you, Late Night Sprites. Nicholas Castro was with $7 and 99 Australian cents saying, did anyone check out Eastward? A little on the fence at the moment. That beautiful pixel art is so damn alluring, though. That's exactly how I feel about it. I've heard really good things. I really want to play it. It's a Zelda-like. It has pixel animation. It's right up my alley, but I haven't had time to check it out yet. Have any of you?
I still want to. I saw like the first episode that Amy did playing the game just to see her reaction to it, and I'm really interested in trying it myself. It looks very, very interesting for sure. But I just need time for it. This end of the year has been so packed with so many games. It's like, stop, please.
Exactly. Yeah.
This Spicy Pandaughter points out in the chat, Demon Turf comes out later this week, which
Comes out tomorrow. Oh my god.
Oh, is it tomorrow? Oh my god.
Oh.
And that
Yeah,
game
they're
looks
hyping up on
awesome.
Twitter.
Lost track.
Well, you know what? Also, that's I was going to read out a few more super chats, but we'll do that after this last news story because that serves as a perfect segue to our final story of the day. Because there is something else that comes out tomorrow on the Nintendo Switch eShop, and it's wild. So let's get that up on screen.
Okay.
So, you may have heard of the hit Switch game Calculator. It is literally just an app. It's a calculator app. You can buy it in the eShop right now. But its developers are making a Popeye game that they say is based on the classic Popeye arcade game. But when you look at the game's screenshots, the screenshots tell a slightly different story. And apparently this game's coming out tomorrow. It doesn't seem like it's ready. And we didn't have too much other hard news to talk about today. There's the Elden Ring thing, but we don't have anything to say about that until the Elden Ring presentation actually happens. So in the meantime, I like leaving off with weird, funny news stories. And this looks like it was made like it's a glorified N64, very early PS2 game, maybe. The description of Popeye calls it a modernized adaptation of the classic arcade game, but I would say that it seems to actually be that just in the very loosest of interpretations. This looks so bad, you guys.
This looks like an asset flip to me.
This is a concept.
What is even going on here? I mean, Popeye is weird in the best of circumstances. It's just a weird property, but what the hell's going on with this game? Why did this developer pivot from a calculator app to this? How did they get the rights to Popeye? I have so many questions and zero answers.
So I know the developers Sabic because I did a video on like Switch eShop trash. And
Oh, you did? Okay, nice.
Right on top of the list. Everything they make is garbage. I was about to swear. Everything they make is garbage, and they're all like super expensive. I swear, if you look up their profile in the Switch, they have like 60 games, like 60. And they're
God.
I didn't know that.
trash. There's like a ton of instrument playing games, and there's misspellings in them. I bought a tennis game off them, and it's garbage. Like I have no doubt this is going to be one of the worst games on the eShop, no doubt.
Night Vision.
I'm like, support indie devs, support the people making the game. Sure, screw these guys. They're terrible, just absolutely terrible. They should not be making games. I have no sympathy whatsoever for them. I don't know how Popeye the license was like, yeah, sure, Also, remake. The game was made by Nintendo. First off, I don't know how you could talk about remaking that game because the original Popeye was made by Nintendo.
Not only that, it was the blueprint for Donkey Kong, the arcade game, the original arcade game. It was the blueprint for that. So in a weird way,
a good game too. Like Popeye Arcade and NES is genuinely like a good game. Clearly, if you release 60 games for $10, enough people will buy them to fund the Popeye license. So we learned something today. I hate that the article also uses like a still from the animation that was really, really good. Because that's not indicative of at all.
I guess Popeye is in the public domain now.
Yeah, that's what Irish Jackamon says in our live audience chat. I didn't know that.
I can make a better Popeye game than this. Are you kidding me?
I'll buy yours, Ant.
I mean, at the end, straight up, I'd rather than just port the actual OG Popeye arcade game, because as you said, Ant, that game's actually great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know who the audience for this is. I am morbidly curious to see just how much bad or worse this game actually is to play than the screenshots would imply. But man, this just looks like garbage, straight up.
Yeah. I don't like talking bad about indie games, but
Me neither.
Screw Sabic. It's trash.
Can you?
Yeah,
call
you
it an
really
indie
like.
game
I didn't
at
know
that
you
point?
had such.
Well, it's because I did a video on them, and I just fell down the rabbit hole. Like, oh, Sabic just releases like dozens of garbage, and then when I was at Too Many Games, we were drinking, and I was downloading Sabic games and showing off all my friends. Like, look how terrible these are. Which clearly, I guess that's better than having no buzz. But yeah, they did release a $10 calculator. Like, that's a $10 thing.
That is so. Yeah, and people bought it.
Yeah,
I mean. Nothing
can't
wrong with buying a
fault them
calculator
for-
app for your Switch, I guess, but for $10,
They're trying.
You can't fault them
Yeah.
for getting their bag.
I mean, yeah, get
gosh.
yours however you know. I mean, if people are buying it, then I guess okay, but I don't. Yeah, I don't get it. Like if it was a $2 calculator app just for curiosity's sake, sure, why not? Maybe that's weird. $2, whatever. But like a $10 calculator app for the Switch, and then I don't even know. Is there a price for this yet for Popeye?
if it's more than $10, I'm going to be so upset. Oh, it's $13.
$13.
Gosh.
Yeah,
Oh, and
$13.
it's just using old comic art as the advertising. God, this is so
That's
disingenuous.
amazing.
I don't even
Oh,
think I'd
man.
buy this for the meme.
Popeye is a simple pick up and play, fast action, fun game which anyone can play. But be warned, winning a high score won't come easy.
Okay.
I'm properly
Find
warned.
and eat the spinach and get the special powers needed to punch your enemies into the sea and become faster at collecting the items before they return. Well, at least we know you can punch your enemies into the sea. That's a selling point if I ever heard one.
Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
god.
I guess we'll see. I just want to see a trailer. That's all. Like this is coming out tomorrow, apparently. Hopefully there will be a trailer on the eShop page. I'm just so curious about what seems to be pretty garbage. But yeah, well, that's kind of our humorous, weird news story to take us out of the day's news. But we do have a few more super chats to go through. First is 50 Mexican pesos from Moon Ghost Doodles saying Crash being put down again sucks a lot as someone who became a big Crash fan very recently. But victims come first in all of this, of course. Good vibes to all. Completely agree with everything you said, Moon Ghost Doodles. I may not even be a Crash fan myself, but I do feel bad for both the old school Crash fans and folks like you who just became a Crash fan recently. It's a real shame. $5 from a Nerd's Rambling saying Sonic 06 was bad for being rushed. Forces had engine problems that left them with only 1 year of actual dev time. It's bad for being brain dead, which hurts. Yeah, fair enough. I don't think I realized that they only had 1 year of actual dev time because I know there was a 4-year gap, and which when Forces came out, we were all like, "How did this take 4 years? This is so disappointing." But that would make sense. I hadn't heard about it only having 1 year of actual dev time, so that does explain a lot. $5 Canadian from Jesse M, aka our good friend Kitty Kong Facts, saying cast me as Kitty Kong in a Donkey Kong movie. Hashtag Kitty Kong Facts for the DK movie. If not, I'll have to make a fan dub as long as Kitty's in it. You know what, man? You got my vote. I think you are literally the world's #1 biggest fan of Kitty Kong. And that's not hyperbole. I think you are the world's #1 fan of Kitty Kong. And I think you should do the voice of this character if he were in the movie. Straight up. You got my vote, man. You got my vote.
We'll endorse you.
Yeah, I think you have all our vote. Yeah, GVG endorses you. Nintendo, if you're listening, GVG endorses Kitty Kong Facts as the voice for Kitty Kong in this movie. All right, $5 from Trace Hall saying, "Yep, secured my Yuffie machine, PS5, and traded in that dumb basketball game. Literally every customer traded it in. Also, Corrin's feet are unsettling." Back to Corrin's feet somehow. We've covered the gamut here. We've got DK, we've got Popeye, Corrin's feet, dumb basketball games. We've just
Everything.
really,
You want to Photoshop the thumbnail of the episode to now just have a zoom in on Thorn's feet?
Oh
I'm
God,
on
I
it.
don't think so.
I'm doing it right now.
Daniel, he's already doing it. Yep. And I also love that you called your PS5 your Eufy machine. Nice, Trace. Thank you very much. Next up is Hustlebun with $1.99 saying expand bong. That's perfect.
Oh
That's
my God.
perfect. How did I not think of that? That's perfect for Seth Rogen DK. Thank you, Hustlebun. Next is $5 from Octopuppet saying, my only hope is they take a page out of Pixar's book and include shorts with these movies, specifically more of those Miyamoto Pikmin shorts. Hey,
Oh, yeah.
I'm right there with you.
love
On
those
Monday, we were
shorts.
talking about how great those Kid Icarus Uprising animated shorts were. More of those, please. Hell yes.
Yeah,
I
that'd be
forgot
awesome.
about
Completely
those.
agree.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah. Lizard 81288 with $2 saying, can't wait to see Candy Kong on the big screen. ...
Uh-oh.
I think I can wait to see Candy Kong on the big screen. I don't really. It's going to be really interesting to see how they design these characters. If they do include DK's extended family or whatever they are, it'll be really interesting to see how they design these characters, one way or another. But I do believe. Oh no, wait! Late Night Sprites with $5 saying GVG and AntDude are awesome. Keep being awesome. Got Skyward Sword HD from a mom and pop shop for $30 today,
Wow.
and Chinese food.
Wow, man.
Popeye for GVG Arcade win. There's a lot to unpack there. First of all, hell yeah, I'm getting Skyward Sword HD for that price. Chinese food, hell yeah. Chinese food is delicious.
Always.
But
Amazing.
I'm going to have to, the last part of this, I'm going to have to ask Brand Daniel. They're the stewards of GV Arcade.
Well, we do need a
so
sub
I'm gonna let
goal.
them. That's true.
Yeah, we sure do.
Some go for
So-
when everyone's at PAX next time, we get a bracket going for multiplayer Popeye sessions.
It may actually happen. You heard it here. If Popeye wins the fan poll, you may see Popeye.
Popeye money,
pop
Popeye
up.
money match. Popeye
I'm
money
thinking
match.
about it.
Oh man, I can't wait it. Also, Bolt Mouse X approves of my fusion name for you too, Brand Daniel. Like, I'm glad you guys approve Bolt Mouse X. Thank you. But that does bring us to the end of today's News Tonight, episode 153. Thank you all so much for watching. But before we head out, as always, AntDude, please tell. I think our audience already knows where they can find you, but for the few people who don't, please let them know where they can find your amazing content, man.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Always a pleasure talking with you guys. Over on YouTube and Twitter, AntDude92, just random videos on a lot of topics, usually a lot of old Nintendo stuff. I got some pretty big topics coming out for the rest of the year. If you like the Wii, this is your time to do it. There you go. There's the channel right there. So yeah, go check me out. And yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for having me.
Dude, it's our pleasure. You're, you know,
it's awesome.
just one of the best friend of the channel. We love having you on whenever you want to be on. We'll have you back on TNT, on reaction streams, whatever. You know we love you, man.
And also, I guess, yeah, Mario Party tomorrow. That's a
Right.
thing too. So I'll
Yeah,
I'll
you're going to be
Mario
on Good
Party
Vibes
as well.
Arcade tomorrow,
Mhm.
playing Mario Party Superstars. That's at 12:45 p.m. Pacific, right, guys?
That's correct.
Yeah,
Mhm.
hopefully Ant and I still stay friends, or it's going to be a very short friendship.
I feel like I
I know,
ended a
right?
lot of friendships on
I
Tuesday.
get mad. I get into it. I don't take friendship seriously in Mario Party.
Uh-oh.
So
Nice.
I'm
We're
waiting.
throwing down then.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Very cool. No, yeah, that's happening tomorrow, 12:45 p.m. Pacific, over on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/official GVG. The Hype Police is already coming. That's how excited they are for this stream tomorrow, so you don't want to miss it. But they actually might just be hyped for our amazing patrons who help make this show happen, because without you, it wouldn't be happening. So thank you all so much for your incredible support and generosity over on our Patreon. But yeah, we have to give a special thank you to all of our producers all of our patrons at the producer tier and above for making TNT happen, because it wouldn't without you. So thank you so much. But as always, we do have to give an extra special thank you to all of our patrons at the executive producer tier and above. And those fine, wonderful, amazing, incredible, stupendous folks include Brandon Bovia, Rob Arman X, Fangs, Dan and Twistle, Z Patty, Hyrule Hermit, Sky Blue Flames, Adam O'Sullivan, Octopuppet, Richard Herrera, Michael Phone, The D-Pad, Vesmio, Waffle King, Romsky113, Critter XD, Kitty Kong Facts, Angel Martinez, Vedran Hotik, Joshua Hunter, Evernight Studio, Benny Yao, Azran127, Black King, Pagrima, Geller, Joseph Rutkin, Titus Malvolio, Geeky Griffin, Lucky Wonderfish, Kyle, Top Dog 23100, Young Ben Kenobi, Doug Shomix, Andrew Medeiros, Aurum M, Sakuragi, Becca, Killamox, Fizzywig Hoyd, The Legend of Groose, Eddie B, Kai Ed, Kit Fisto, Kenneth Lee Stingle, Deaneth, Kota, Sci-Fi Lullabies, Michael McCaw, Matthew Wong, Goron Amber, Straight Lace, Justin Matthews, Hoobie, Too Much Spaghetti, Mega Conrad, Ascaron 809, Ryaner, Ditto M, Captain Finlandia, 60 Minutes and 60 Seconds, Spicy Pandotter, The Game Orb, Dano the Artist, Super Gamer Dude 101, Grantles, Ravelox, Synchrolord, Rosa Pardo Bowling, hi Steve's mom, Kotar Peck, Scuff 196, Kane Woolley, Skull Kid Tiger, Darksteel 01, Blizzica, Jason Uloa, Jaden Buck, Phantom Project, Cystic Warrior 29, DJ Jurassic, Super Dank Awesome Unicorn Guy, Dinner Sonic, Darik, Chibi J, Stag Nasty, Mumbling Yeti, Cameron Sharp, Screamo Shaman, Mason Riley, Keel, Santi the Person, Brendan Hesse, Hustlebun, Noah Fitterer, Rizemon, Helen Kincannon, Jake Gerard, and last but certainly not least, Calvin Atkinson. Thank you all so much for your amazingly generous support. That list just keeps on growing and growing. I love reading it out every week. Now, more about how you can get on that list or all the other ways you can support us, head on over to patreon.com/gbgaming. We offer a wide variety of tiers, starting at just $1 a month, all of which come with cool perks like access to our Discord community, participation in our exclusive live audience chat, as you saw today. You can play games with us on stream twice a month. Lots of different cool perks, so check us out over there. But even if you can't, you just support us here on YouTube. We'd really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Every little bit truly does help. And remember, when we hit 75,000 subscribers right here on YouTube, one of you is winning a Switch OLED. That's right. All you got to do is be subscribed when we hit 75K, and you could win a Switch OLED. That's it. Pretty easy deal, I think. But either way, thank you so much, everybody, as always, for hanging out with us. We will see you on Friday for episode 154 of Today's News Tonight. Until then, good night and good vibes. Bye, everybody.
See ya.